Hi, my name is Mohammed and I'm a third year medical student studying in London, and welcome to my channel. So being in medical school requires us to learn so much about the human body, about how it works, the different known diseases, about how we treat them, the complications, what causes these diseases, and also the list of drug names that we have to learn and know about and about how they work. So there's so much to learn about. But if you think about it, that's not a bad thing. And that's because hopefully when we're qualified doctors, we can be of service to so many patients. So that's a good thing. However, medical school is a really long process. For me, it's 5 years. For some people, it's like 6 years and 7 years for some other people. And being in medical school is like a roller coaster. It goes up and down, up and down. There are days when we're happy. And there are days when we feel like giving up. We feel like that we don't want to study. And we question, is this the thing that we are meant to do? Do I want to continue doing this? Even me, who is very, very, very passionate about learning about the human body, I experienced multiple times when I felt like that studying about the human body, doing the things that I love doing, is the last thing that I wanted to do. So there are times when we experience difficulties in medical school. So the reason why I made this video is because if you're in a similar situation, there is a way out where you can optimize your performance in medical school and also have the time to do all of the things that you wanted to do, like look after yourself, your health, your well-being, and also have a much better social life. So I got these tips from one of my all-time favorite books, which is Atomic Habits by James Clear. So when I read the book and took some of the tips in the book and applied them to my life, I found out that my performance in my studies has improved a lot. And I started having a much more balanced lifestyle. So if you're interested in checking the book out, I'll be linking the book down in the description below. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. So tip number 1, dissociate your happiness from your achievements. So many times we tell ourselves, and I'm really guilty of this, once I achieve this goal, I'm going to finally be happy. And I think this is something that we all should stop doing. And because when we do this, we are limiting ourselves from being happy in the moment and during the process of achieving our goals. And if we limit ourselves from being happy, we're gonna end up being stressed and anxious. Even sometimes when we achieve a goal, maybe you achieve a grade that you've always wanted to. Sometimes you find yourself happy for just a limited amount of time, which is only temporary, but maybe after a day, maybe after 2 days, you're going to feel like, why am I not happy anymore? So this is what happens if you put happiness and your achievements together. So it's really important to dissociate your happiness from your achievements. And when you do, you're going to end up more happy during the process of achieving your goals. It's going to be more likely that you're going to perform better in your job, in your work, as you're going to be more focused, you're going to be more creative, you're going to have much better ideas when you work. So one thing that I do to help me induce happiness during the process of achieving my goals is constantly practice gratitude to God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I think this works like a magic pill every time I do it. So I might make a video of how I practice it. So if you'd like to see that, put in the comments down below. Tip number 2, focus on systems rather than your goals. So in order to reach for your goals, there's a process that leads to achieving that goal. So when you focus on systems rather than your goals, you're going to be more likely to optimize your performance in order to achieve that goal. And for example, if you want to achieve a high grade for that exam, you want to ensure that you're doing the things that will optimize your brain function, like ensuring that you're getting high quality sleep, you're ensuring that you're consuming nutrients that will help your brain function better, and you're implementing active recall and spaced repetition regularly, so you don't forget the information. I talked about systems, how they're better than setting goals, in a lot more detail in my last video, so make sure you check the video out, and I will be linking the video down in the description below for you to check it out. Tip number 3, redesign your environment. Redesigning your environment involves you taking advantage of the environment that you're in and like changing it in order for it to work to your advantage, in order for you to boost your motivation. And there are two things that I like to do. Well, the first thing is I like to clean out the mess. So if my desk is really messy, I'd like to clean out everything, the papers, and put them into separate files and all of that. Because if, say, I'm studying anatomy and in front of me there are papers about physiology and my lecture notes and like my own notes, and there's a specific paper that I want to find in the middle of this mess in front of me, and I couldn't find it. And I end up spending so much time trying to find that paper, but I couldn't. So the more time I spend trying to find that paper, I'm going to end up being stressed. And you don't want to end up stressed when you study. You want to be calm in order for you to be most productive. So always remember, mess creates stress, and you don't want to be working in a mess to avoid the stress. So just declutter your environment, work in a much more clean environment. And also another good thing when you clean your environment is your attention is going to be focused on your work. It's not going to be focused on the mess. So it also helps you with your attention to your work. And the second thing that I like doing, which is really unpopular, this is something that I like doing, especially at times when I don't feel like studying. So what I like to do is take out my stethoscope and just like put it around me. And I think this helps remind me of who I want to be in the future. If it reminds me about the doctor that I've always wanted to be, I wouldn't want to like spend my time studying, being unproductive and procrastinate. So I think when I put like the stethoscope around me, it helps boost my motivation and end up like doing much more work. I mean, try it. Maybe it works for you, and maybe it doesn't work for you. Tip number 4, reward yourself. So I think rewarding ourselves is really important because it encourages us to continue with the same behavior in the long term, like studying. When I feel like I've had a really productive session and I felt like I've accomplished a lot, I'd like to go about it by making a hot beverage and continue the book that I've been reading, or maybe watch one episode or two from the TV show that I've been watching on Netflix, but not binge watching, or maybe call up on a few of my friends or my family just to check up and see how they're doing. So really, it depends. Make sure to go about it by doing things that will relax your mind and your body after this intense session of studying. Tip number 5, surround yourself with people who will lift you up. So this is not going to help you just have a much better social life, but it will also help you be a much better version of yourself. So instead of keeping all of the information to yourself, maybe what you learn from the lectures, from the anatomy sessions, it's a lot better to maybe ask one of your friends or someone in your class for a study session together, where both of you can share information from what you've learned. So when you teach someone the information that you learned, you get to learn it twice, and you end up consolidating the information that you've learned, and so you end up less likely to forget the information. And now it's a lot easier because you can do this in the comfort of your home, where you can have this discussion on video call. I remember I've had so many discussions with my friends, so many study sessions with my friends. And every session that I've had with my friends has been positive, and I've learned something new. And if I didn't have these sessions, I wouldn't have learned these things. So I remember I had this session with one of my friends, and he taught me something that I wasn't aware of. And it ended up coming up on my exams. And there were like 4 or 5 marks that I had to get answering this question. And I ended up answering this question fully, and I ended up getting all of the marks correctly. So I felt really amazed and very proud of myself after doing this. So go, take initiative, ask someone. And maybe and many people are working alone, and many of these people may want to have a much better social life, but they don't know how to start. And you may be this person who can help this person have a much better social life. So really, in the end, both of you are benefiting from this experience by having a much better social life, and you're learning new things that will help optimize your performance in medical school. So if you're still watching, I really appreciate you for watching and reaching till the end of the video, and I hope you learned something new. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you enjoy these kind of videos about personal growth and development, so comment down in the comment section and tell me what kind of videos would you like to see more of? And if you wish to check the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, I'll be linking the book down in the description below. And see you next time.